Guys, how's it going? Turn on my camera. There we go. Hello. You fresh out of the shower?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
It just looks like you're fresh out of the shower. Oh, I see your hair now.
No, my hair's dry.
So I got your homework. So how's that looking?
Oh, it's really easy. Like, I honestly don't really need help, but my mom wants me to anyways.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it looks like you're on the right page with this stuff. So yeah, and I start the same way. I put my little dots for my central line, so I know where I'm starting from.
Okay.
So that looks good. Are you doing word problems too?
Not yet.
I wonder if you're going to do them. Because back when I taught it, we had a whole bunch of word problems, and that's when it got really interesting. There's a lot of problems.
That's probably when it's got hard.
Well, but you had done all of this stuff already, so that was kind of just a neat way to think of it. And there's a lot of like swing problems. You're pushing someone in a swing, and they're at this height. What does that mean? What's the equation? So that was really neat. Or the tides. You know, the tides are going in and out. When can the boat come in? Like really good practical applications. But we got a whole bunch of problems from Montgomery County Public Schools. And one of our teachers used to work there. So I don't know if you're still if there's time in the year anymore to do that kind of stuff. But anyway, it's good stuff. Okay, so you were working on 3A is where you stopped, right? So you have that already. So that's good.
Yeah.
This one. And then, so I like the last one. He's having you give him two different equations.
Which one?
4A and 4B. Just start two different places. So one's going to be positive, one's going to be negative. Everything else will be the same, right? And then you'll have a different starting point, but that's about it. Okay, and then what comes after this? Well, here we go. Here we have this.
It's all the same. Yeah, it's all the same.
Another crazy one. Okay, well, why don't you talk out how you're going to do 4?
Okay, so well, first I do like, it looks like if I start at 1, it is gonna be let me check. If I start at 1, it'll be a negative cosine.
Yeah, because you get like at the lowest point.
Yeah, it'll be a negative cosine.
And what else do we know? The amp's going to be, what, 4?
The amplitude will be, if its midline is 12 and its bottom is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 4.
We said it was
And then D
cosine.
will be 8, it looks like. Or no, D will be 10. Right?
So your center line's at 12, isn't it?
No, I started at 8.
It starts at 8, but your center line is 12.
Oh,
With
yeah.
12, right, at the end?
So that means D is 12.
Yeah. D is 12. So then what about your period?
Let me see. So it stops at 5, right?
Yep, so it's 4 long.
Yeah, so the period is 4, which means B is 2 pi over 4, which is just 1/2 pi.
1/2 pi, yep. And then if you're starting at 1, it should be t minus 1, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah, t minus 1.
Yeah.
So then it's just going to be y equals negative 4 cosine, and then 1/2 pi, and then t minus 1, and then 12 plus 12.
Yep. Now, if I was
And
him, I would
this-
have had you start it the next time at where? I would have had you start at 2, not at 3. Because if you started at 2, it would have been a sine, right?
Yeah, but at 3, it's just
Another cosine.
a positive cosine, right?
So now it's positive and it has the same amplitude. Has the same period.
So it'll just
The only
be
difference,
4
t minus 3.
cosine. The period is the only thing that's going to be different, or like the B. The B is the only thing that's going to be different.
But isn't that the C? Inside the parens?
No, I was doing the outside, like the right
Oh.
before the parentheses.
Okay, well, isn't that still 1/2 pi?
Yeah. Sorry, I messed that up.
Yes, that doesn't change. But what does change is the C.
Yeah, so t minus 3.
Yep.
And then 12 plus 12. That was easy.
Yep.
Did you have a good long weekend?
Yeah, I went to Long Island, and then I
Oh,
came
really?
back Sunday.
Do
So
people in Long Island have like an accent?
They speak like me, only a little bit more.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go to University of Tampa, and a lot of the people that go there are from Long Island, so
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yep, they'll sound like me.
Yeah, but I feel like Long Island, like there's certain, like maybe it's Brooklyn or something.
Brooklyn's,
There's
yeah, a
they're
lot more.
stronger,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Those
stronger.
accents are.
Yeah, and people in Long Island are stronger than I am too, because I'm not there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my niece has a very strong accent.
Yeah.
They put like hard G's in places, like she would say Long Island, not Long Island. So yeah, some of those. But yeah, you'll be able to spot it.
Interesting.
Be nice to those people.
Be nice to them, of course.
So, did you go down to Tampa?
No, I didn't. We actually canceled our trip just because I wanted to go when it's going to be nice down there, and it would only be in like the 60s and like maybe like low 70s. So I think we're going to go in March.
Yeah, you can go, and then plus we'll be more into the winter. You really need a break.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure I've had senioritis since junior year. So,
A good
and it's
thing.
really starting, like, it's so weird. Like, it's really starting to kick in now. Like, I really am just like starting to not care. And it kind of like I need to care.
Well, you need to care because you're in it for the long haul. And then I'll tell you, the kids who came back from college and talked to my senior classes in the years past,
Mhm.
they said, you got to finish strong because it's so hard to start strong if you finished weak.
Yeah, oh, that's
Very,
true.
very
Like, you
good
got to
point.
stay in the swing of things. But it's honestly, it's kind of like school is so easy right now. So I feel like when like it gets back to normal, it's going to be such a shock because
I
like
know it is.
it's just so easy right now.
So just do things faster, like make it a competition.
Yeah.
So just change it up for you. Like you have to do this, but you have to do it to this. And you're going to aim for like this grade instead because it's easy. So therefore I should be getting this. Because you really
Yeah.
you finish it out strong, like they said, because you're going to go into nursing. And that's a lot
That's going to be
of work
really
and a
hard.
lot of
Yeah.
weed out type stuff. So you want to hit the ground running.
Yeah. I don't like I'm so like I don't know if I can do nursing. I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I'm like smart enough.
You
I'm
are.
really nervous about it.
You are. Just you've got to set your mind to it. That this is your calling and then go for it.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty good when I come to like setting my minds to things. Like I usually do it, like get it done.
Yeah, I think you'd be a good nurse. So I think you need to put it all out there and then see what you think once you're in the program.
Yeah, because that's not I feel like if that's not something that you feel like you're like meant to do, then you shouldn't do it. And I really feel like it's something I should do.
Yeah, no, there's so many different things you can do with it. It's why it's so wonderful.
Yeah. That's why because I want to do nurse practitioner. I want to be a nurse practitioner.
Yep.
Like I don't want to just stop at like a RN.
I think that would be good. And you've got to, I think, work several years between the degrees, which makes perfect
You
sense.
don't have to, but I'm going
Oh gosh,
to
I
because I'd
definitely
rather
would tell you to
have.
do it. It's so much easier if you've actually had practical experience.
Oh, definitely.
My daughter did that, and then she also, because she was working, they
Mhm.
hired her to teach too. So she was teaching in the nurse
Oh, cool.
school, and then she was still working in her hospital and taking classes. So it was all kind of reinforcing each other.
Mhm.
So it was good, and then people got to know her really well. She was able to get really good recommendations. It was all great. So
And is she a family nurse practitioner?
that's what she went into. That was
Uh-huh.
the major she went down to. But she is actually she's starting February 8th at Children's Hospital in pain management for children.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember you telling me that.
So she's back in pediatrics.
Oh, cool.
So she did general practice. She
Mhm.
was in pediatrics as a nurse, and then she did some general practice, nurse practitioning, and then she went into this pain management piece, which was too much opioids. So that made her nervous. She didn't like that. But then
Yeah.
they started doing the stuff with magnesium, magnesium infusions, which help with the pain. And
Mhm.
so she liked that. And because she was had nurse training, she's the only one in the office that could do them. So she's been doing that. And then
Oh,
she'll go to children's. And she's, in a clinic, she's only working 4 days a week. So she
that's
works
so nice.
10-hour days. Yeah. And I think it'll be very good for her. But she's had a lot of experience to get to this point.
Oh,
But she
yeah.
really likes it. And there's all kinds of different ways you can go. You just have to get in and be solid.
Mhm.
And I would tell you, apply to Georgetown to see if you can work there in the summers if you want to. But that's a
Georgetown, the
great
hospital?
program. Yeah, she did that. That's a great program.
Do you have to like have good grades to work at the hospital?
Of course you do. That's why you have to have good grades.
Oh, well, I don't have Georgetown University type grades.
But you're not in nursing school yet. You've got to. It's your.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like this summer.
No, you have. I think you have to wait. You may have to wait till sophomore summer, but start looking into it because those internships then turn into jobs. So
Yeah.
it's really good and really good experience. So she liked that a lot. And a lot
Yeah.
of the good counsel girls end up working over there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't know that.
it's a good program.
I just like don't want to end up living back in Maryland when I'm older. Just because
Well,
like
it's nice if you can get the experience, and then once you're at one hospital, you know, you just want to have the experience, and it's cheap
yeah.
to live at home, get the experience, and then you can take your resume and go wherever you want.
Yeah, that's true. Because, like, do you move back home after college? Like, what do you do after
It
college?
depends. What did Kelly do? Let me think. Kelly moved to Pittsburgh after college and was a
Oh,
nurse
cool.
there. So she never moved home. And then
Oh, interesting.
but then so in the summer she worked at home and
Mhm.
worked at different hospitals. But then when she graduated, she was able to apply to all these jobs because she had all this experience. And she got the jobs that came through the quickest were the ones in Pennsylvania. And she had several that they offered her jobs, and she ended up working for Children's Hospital in Pennsylvania.
Interesting.
Yeah, but there's a lot of really good hospitals here too. And when a lot of the girls did that wanted to come back here, they stayed home, like say for a semester after,
Mhm.
and then they found other girls that were in the program with them, and they got apartments, and they lived in apartments. But they were able to come back home whenever they wanted to because it was close. But yet they were living independently.
That's so nice. Yeah, I just like I want to like be I don't know, right now like my family like is so all over the place. Like for all I know, we could all end up back in Florida. So
That'd be nice
yeah.
because there's a lot of good hospitals in Florida.
Yeah, like Tampa
There's a
General is
lot of
where I
good
would
hospitals
learn.
everywhere.
Yeah, if I went to Tampa, I would like do clinicals at Tampa General, which is like a really good hospital. They have like a level 1 trauma center and everything.
Yeah, and sometimes you can still live in the dorms in the summer if you get the position. It just depends on what the setup is.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have all kinds of options, but it all depends on how well you do. So that's why you want to finish strong.
Yeah.
If in doubt, send me a text message or an email, and I'll tell you finish strong. Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this looks good. So so do you want to do this last one, 5A?
We can just finish it up.
Is he changing the trig function? Let's see. If you start at 3.5, you're starting at the bottom. You start at 0. Yes, he took my advice this time. So one will be sine and one will be cosine.
Yeah.
So that's more interesting of a problem, in my humble opinion.
Okay, so I have that. All right, so what is this? This is a sine, positive sign.
So your D is gonna be +3, right?
Mhm.
And your amp's gonna be what? +5?
So is it? That's not 1. That's not on 1. That's like 1.2 or something.
What's 1.2?
Like where it ends.
No, it ends at 2,
Oh.
right? Because it's a sine. So it has to go up, down, and then back up and back down to the midline. Because your midline's at 3.
Oh, I see. I just did it wrong. Okay. So then 2 minus 0 is just 2. So period equals 2, and then D equals 2 pi over 2, which is just pi.
Right.
Or is that B? That's not D, that's B.
That's B. I thought you said, I wasn't sure if you said D or B, but yeah, it's B.
Yeah, and then it's a positive sign.
Yep. The snake's going up.
So it's just y equals 5 sine pi, and then just t plus 3.
Yep. Perfect.
All right, so next one, let's see.
So start at 3.5.
That's like down at the very bottom.
Yep.
And then, why did it erase it? Okay. So that's a cosine? Positive cosine?
Negative, because it's down, The water's falling on the ground. It's upside down.
Oh.
Upside down.
So -5 cosine pi 0 or just t
Mm-hmm. No, hold on.
plus 3.
T minus 3.5.
Oh, minus 3.5. Yeah, sorry.
And then plus 3.
Plus 3. Perfect.
The only that changes is the C, the phase shift changes, and then it's negative, and it's cosine instead of sine.
Okay.
Now, how are the kids in your class doing with this? Because when I taught this is where they really struggled.
I don't know. There's like this one girl who like asks questions who asks the same question like about things that we've learned in the previous unit a lot. So there's like a couple that like really have a hard time with it, but most of us like understand it. Like it's not really a problem for me.
Yeah, that's good because it's a
But I
spatial.
can't really tell like where everyone is just because it's all virtual. So like
I know that's the weird thing. You really can't tell. And so it's hard because he can't like pair people up that would be strong with a weak person.
yeah.
So yeah.
And it's not like I'm like I don't know what they got on the test either or anything because we don't like talk to each other.
Right. Yeah, no, it does make it very difficult to know where you stand and where everyone else stands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this is good. So when are you due for your test on this?
We just learned this today, so probably not. Maybe we'll have a quiz on it on like Friday, maybe, but I'm not sure. He didn't say anything.
Yeah, so it'll probably be maybe Monday.
Yeah.
Today's Tuesday already. So it
Oh yeah.
Something
Yeah,
quick
yeah,
on Monday. Yeah, I wonder if he's going to do, because we threw the word problems in at this point, like right in the same unit.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what he's able to do. But good. Okay, so that's good. And how's Ethan doing with his algebra?
I'm not sure. I can tell him to join because it looks like he's on the Zoom, but I don't hear or see him.
Right. I don't see his mic and his camera's off.
Yeah, I'll yell for him.
Is there anything else we can do?
No, that's like I understand. I got like an 86 on the quiz because which I think is good. I mean, obviously an A would have been better, but like there were these two problems that we really like in class, like we didn't go over it that much. Like we went over it in the very beginning of the notes, but we didn't practice it. And it was similar to like this kind of problem. So it was like it gave us a graph and it was like, what's the amplitude? But like I had no idea how to like find it. I only knew how to like graph an amplitude, so I didn't get that points. But
yeah,
everything else
you know that stuff. But now remember we're gonna aim for A's. So you're not gonna be B's because we're just gonna finish strong. Right?
Yeah, I mean I got like let me see, I can tell you what I got in the class for this quarter. I know it's a B, it's a high B.
Yeah, good. So
I mean
just pop it right over. Just because mentally kind of thinking that you're an A student, and that's how you have to go into school, thinking that you're an A student when you go to college.
Yeah, it's just I just know that like I'm really not. Like I'm really just a B student. Like I get A's in most of my classes, but when it comes to math and physics, I just get 80s and stuff. So I have an 84.7 in
okay, we'll see if we can aim to get a little bit higher so that you can keep going.
And then I got an 85 in physics, and I got A's and everything else.
Good. Yeah, that's very good. Tell me, so are you into Tampa? Have you already heard back?
Yeah, I got in, and I got like money from them too.
Oh, great. So now, do you know what classes you're taking?
I don't know if I'm going. I mean, I got in for nursing, which is like or they call it pre-nursing because like you do like your actual nurse, like you get into the nursing program your sophomore year. So I would be pre-nursing, and I haven't like put down a deposit or anything just because I haven't visited yet, and like my mom really wants me to go to Towson, and I don't want to go there at all. But she's like hoping that I'll like change my mind. But I don't know, there's just so much to consider because like I still have to fly out there and see it and like actually see what it's like to like fly there and like get to and from. And
Right.
then, like, for all I know, I could go on the campus and be like, I hate this. Like, this is like too small, or like, I don't know.
Yeah,
So
you
I
just
have
wanna
to,
know if it feels like you're home when you get there.
yeah, because like a lot of people say that like visiting is like a really big part of it.
It is. It definitely is.
And like I visited Towson and I was like, yeah, like I could see myself here, but I couldn't really see myself loving it here.
Right.
And I went to JMU and I was like, nope, too cold. So, and JMU is also like in the middle of nowhere. So there's nothing to do around there.
To study. You can study.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. You don't want to have a whole lot of distractions. You want to have it so that you can control the distractions.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I see that, but like, I want to have like when I'm not studying, I want to have options to do things at the same time. Because like, if I were in JMU and if I went to JMU and I was just in the mountains and like in the middle of nowhere, I would go crazy. But like, if I were at Tampa and when I'm not studying, I can go to the beach, like that'd be nice. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It would be. As long as it's not a distraction.
yeah, that's what my mom's saying. She's like, I'm not paying for you to go stay at a resort. I'm paying for you to get a degree.
Right. And you want to get a degree that is really solid. So
Yeah.
you want to know what you really want to look at is what is the pass rate for the nursing boards for all three.
It's been 100% for them for the past like 6 years.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want because those are the things that are really important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna holler for Ethan really
Okay.
quickly.
You don't need to.
Oh, I guess he heard.
That was very scary.
All right, thank you, Dr. Riley.
You're welcome, honey.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Ethan, so
Hi.
Phoebe's going to be finishing strong for this year. So if she forgets that, you get to remind her, okay?
I don't think I will.
I know, I think you probably won't, but I'm telling you, because I'm going to be telling you to finish strong too.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to remind both of us.
Yes, exactly. So how's your factoring coming?
I 1 second. I'm pretty sure I did good on the test.
Did well. Did well.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not really teaching
We're
you.
talking about math, not English.
I know. So did you have the first factoring quiz?
Yeah. Or I had both actually.
Oh, okay.
And I got 9 out of 10 on the one of them.
Beautiful.
Didn't see the other one yet, or I haven't seen the other one yet. It hasn't been logged
Okay,
in.
can you show me this one just so I can kind of see what they quizzed you on already? Let me just make sure you can share screen.
Good stuff.
Now you can.
Yeah, I'll just take a picture of it.
Okay. Now, are you going to be going into school or are you staying online?
I'm staying online.
And does that work for you? Can you
Yeah,
keep yourself undistracted?
never. It's not going to be different any other way. Here, I'll email it to you.
Okay.
It doesn't have the answers on it, but
Okay, so this is what they're having you. So factor that. Okay, so they're doing the next step where they give you this and then you're doing the in-between. Okay, good. Okay, so let me just see if I can get this open. And I can write on it. So hold on, let me just do that again. Okay, so, and then factor by grouping. Okay, we had not done that. So how are you at factoring by grouping?
Well, I got a 9 out of 10 on the test, so I think I'm good.
Okay, and then are you good? What'd you get wrong? Do you remember?
No, the answers aren't on there anymore. I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, but do you remember where you went awry? The one little thing?
I put the. I see what I did. I put a negative instead of a positive on it. I just
One of
clicked
them?
on the wrong one.
Okay, so you just have to go back and make sure you foil it.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see. So I would get n minus 7 times n minus 3, and then 3z plus 8 times z minus 4, and then 2p minus 3, p plus 5. Okay, so that's the first one. And then factor by grouping. So how does he teach you how to do this? This is what I underlined the first pair and the second pair, and I work from there. So how do you do it?
Can you share the screen so I can see?
Oh, right. That would be an excellent idea, wouldn't it? Okay. There we go. Okay, so I have these, and then for this guy, so you basically get it back into the form that they gave you for 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah.
And then once it's there, then you can pull that off. Okay. All right, so then when you get down to the bottom, how did you do 7? What was your first thing?
Well, I kind of just did it how I did the other ones, or how I usually
How
do
did
it.
you
Like,
make it into 4 as opposed to 3?
well,
You know what I mean?
for
So,
7.
so for number 7, how did you make it? How did you factor it? So did you first take out the 3 and then factor it, or what did you do?
I just did the 18 and 24. I found the factors of that, and then, or is that how I did it? I don't even remember how I did it.
You have no idea. So I would first take out the 3 because it's common to everything.
No, that's not how I did it.
But that's the easiest way to do it, because then you have, let's see, is that going to do it? 3, and this is 6. Sorry. Let me do this the correct way.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
So if this is going to be 6, so that's right, 6 times 3. But then 3 times 8, I need 8 for the last one. So that's an 8. So then this is going to be x plus 4 and x plus 2. But then if they say solve, what do they want? They don't want the factors. They want what?
The answers to the factors.
And so what are they?
X equals -4 and x equals -2.
Excellent. Okay, now this other one, I think you do have to do composition. I guess you could factor out a 6 and get lower numbers. So let's maybe do that. So this is going to be 2x squared plus 3x plus 1, not 2, plus 1. Okay, so then what multiplies to 2 and adds to 3? So that has to be 2 and 1. Then you've got to do this. So it should be 2x plus 1 times x plus 1, and then with a 6 out front. So then x is negative 1/2, x is negative 1. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you want to remember how to do them because they're going to be with you for a lifetime, at least a lifetime of math at good counsel. So that's really good. That 9 out of 10 is excellent. So tell me what was the other quiz on then?
The other quiz was just factoring.
Okay. And so all kinds of factoring?
Oh, it was kind of just factoring. Like, I don't understand by all kinds of factoring. It was just,
So by that I mean like if A is 1, A being this number here. If A is 1, I call it easy factoring. And then if A is not 1, you have to do decomposition. So you've got to get it, you have to do this, factor by grouping,
it was just the kind you taught me.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did the easy factoring. But then
Yeah, it was the easy kind.
okay. So then tell me what's the homework that you're supposed to have?
We didn't get any since it was a test day.
Okay. So what do you want to work on? Do you want to do some more factoring? I know that you're lazy, Ethan, but I truly don't believe that.
I guess.
So
we have to.
We have to, Ethan. We have to. Okay, let me stop sharing this. And I think let me just see if I pulled something up for us to look at. I did. Oh, wait, do you see this? Okay, so let me share this screen. Let me come back to my Zoom and see if he ever does this kind of stuff with you. Now, you know, your teacher is new to good counsel, but I taught his wife at good counsel quite a few years ago. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so look at these. If you have these kind of numbers, these kind of equations, they want you to factor them. Has he ever presented like this to you? And have you ever used these assignments?
No.
No? Yeah, they're good. I think he has a license for this. But, so they're all easy factoring, every single one, but they're all different. So I don't know, can you write on this from your vantage point?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, good. Okay, so what's the first thing you have to do if you're going to factor this?
First you're gonna make the size smaller. You do the I need to get the 14 and the 48.
We need to get them on the same side first. So bring everything over to the left side. So I'm going to get a blank screen on mine in the meantime. Okay, so if you're going to move it over, what happens to the sign in front of 48?
It becomes a positive.
Yep. So you have to move it over because when you factor, you have to first set the whole expression equal to 0. So that's your number one thing. So set that equal to 0. So you're going to have a squared minus 14a plus 48.
It's a 2. I can't draw it that small.
Okay, so let me just let's see what I can do. Okay, give me a second. Let me see if I can make this into a different type of document. So I'm going to go back in there, and I'm going to cut it. Copy. And then I'm going to make it into a Word document because I think I can make the box bigger then. Control V. Okay, so what we'll do is this. I have all the things in front of me. Let me share my iPad instead. So share screen. Let me do that again. That's too fast. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here is the problem. So if you bring it like this, then you're good to go. So it has to come over, right? This has to come over. Then you say what multiplies to positive 48 and adds to negative 14.
I'm
This?
guessing it's negative 6 and negative 8.
Right. So if that's your answer, and if they ask you to solve it, what do you have to say?
Do the A and do the, sorry, my mom's
factors. So let's use
for no reason.
Math language. So set your factors. Set factors equal to 0, right? And solve for x. So if they ask for factors, this is what you have. If they ask for solutions, because this is where my kids would mess up. They ask for solutions, you would say 6 and 8. Because you would set them equal to 0 and solve, okay? So know the difference between those two terms, because that's what separates the men from the boys. And you are a man. Okay, so let's look at 2. What I'm going to do is I have 2 that I can see it, but I'm going to write it here so that you can see it, and then you have places you can write. I think this will be easier. So you can, because you can write on mine, right? You can take over mine. So go ahead, try to take over my screen.
You put that, not right there. You put this over there, making it positive. So it's V2 plus 5V, or plus 6.
Here, let me slide this down, see if you can actually. Okay, so here. Okay. Yep. So that's good. What multiplies? Ooh, a big deer just ran past my yard here. What multiplies to 6 and adds to 5? Positive 6.
I get that would be 5 and 1.
So think about that. So is that going to multiply, FOIL it, and just verify? So does 5 and 1 multiply to 6?
Oops.
You erased that so fast?
I meant to hit erase instead of clear.
Okay, I think you can you go back? Is there a return button? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, because remember it has to multiply to 6. So your choices are either blank and blank or blank and blank.
There.
So what do you think about that? What does it multiply to?
Dexter. Wait. I'm confused.
Okay, so let's go back to the basics. So it has to multiply to positive 6. So does 6 and negative 1 multiply to positive 6?
Yes.
So
Oh,
you'd have to use
no.
what? You can't use 6 and negative 1 because that's going to give you a negative 6.
You can't. -6 and -1.
Okay, that's going to give you a positive 6. Okay, so then will it add to positive 5?
No.
Okay, so that's your tip off that you might have the wrong factors. So what else multiplies to 6 besides 6 and 1?
3 and 2.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'll tell you, Ethan, the funny thing is about this problem shows up a lot because for some reason, this problem people really struggle with, this particular one. So you probably will see this again in your math career. So they're both are going to be positive, right? And then you'll get your 5 when you do the foiling for the inside, and you'll get your 6 when you do the last, right? So that all works. So then if I ask you for the solutions, what are they going to be?
V equals -2 and V equals -3, but the other way around.
Yep, exactly. Well, it doesn't matter the order, but yeah, -3 and -2. And so eventually you're going to be graphing these based on these roots. So these zeros of the function are important points to graph. So that's why this stuff is all going to be carried out for many, many, many years. So why don't you erase that one and let's look at another one. How about number 4? So can you see what number 4 says?
No.
Okay, so let me write this on this
it.
board because I don't know which board you can see. So let me write down 4. So we have this. So this is what 4 says. X squared plus 36 equals 12x. So I'll erase this one here. And then I'll slide this up so that you have a clean screen. So x squared plus 36 equals 12x. Got to do some moving around first. Now, do you see a blank screen or do you see my screen? Do you see the problem?
I just see the same thing.
What same thing?
The 4x, the number 4.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's in the same place.
Okay. Okay, so what are you going to do with that? Well, hold on a second. How did you get plus 12x? It was
And then
it was plus 12x on the when it was on the other side of the equal sign. Yeah. Uh-huh. Now what about the order? So hold on, because you're gonna get yourself confused. So it has to be in standard form, which means that it's going to be x squared minus 12x plus 36. Yeah, now you can say what multiplies. So put a multiplication symbol there in front of the
right,
36.
it's at the back.
Oh, okay, I can't see the back. So let me just move my little thing. Okay, now I can see it. Okay, so what numbers multiply to 36 to positive 36 and then add to negative 12? Okay. You got it. Okay, and then always like quickly in your head, make sure negative 6 times negative 6 is 36. And then negative 6x and another negative 6x is negative 12x. So I know that's good. Right, and that's called a double root. So you have two of the same root. Do you know what that's going to look like? Because this is what's coming next. Let me just turn my little screen on again. Okay, what's coming next is that now that you know that these roots are x minus 6 and x minus 6 again, so those are your factors. If they only ask you for factors, stop there. If they ask you for roots, you can say x equals 6. Then if they ask you to sketch it, this is what you know. Here's x equals 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. Here is 36. So I'm going to put that 36 right here. That's your y-intercept. So this graph sits on the x-axis because this guy right here is a double root. So that's what you're going to move towards. Isn't that neat?
Mm-hmm.
Then when you get to calculus, you'll be able to say that a minimum of the function occurs right here because the slope of this line, this tangent line, is 0. See how this slope is positive and this slope is negative? So if it goes from negative to 0 to positive, then you have a minimum of your function. So all the stuff is going to keep building. That's why you want to really be rock solid on it. So then let's grab another one. So let's see. How about, okay, so what kind of factoring would you do for 5? So I'll move this up and I'm going to write down what 5 is. So 5 says k squared equals negative 5k. So if they asked you to factor that, what would you do? Okay, good. And then what's that going to equal? So the reason why you moved it over to the left was so that you can set it equal to 0. That's key. So set it equal to 0. Okay, so now what do they have in common? Because this is called greatest common factoring. And so what do the two terms have in common?
K.
Okay, so factor out the k, and what do you get?
You have k plus 5.
Yep. And then put that in parens, then put the k on the outside. Okay, so now, what are your roots? If I ask you for the solution, solve that equation, what do you get? No, you want to know
K
loud.
equals -10.
No, how'd you get that?
I thought it would be -10 because there's 2 Ks.
Oh, that's interesting. So this is the rule of thumb. So if I write, can you see what I'm writing? Can you see my writing?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the rule, and it's always going to be the same rule. You set your factors equal to 0. The trick thing is, any place you have a variable is a factor. So this is a factor, and this is a factor. So the k plus 5 you're familiar with. So that's going to be k equals -5. Because what did I do? I set the k plus 5 equal to 0 and solved. Do the same thing with the first factor. K equals 0 and you're done. So what does this look like? You might ask. Okay, this looks like this. Here, say, is your -5. Here is your 0. Here is your parabola. That's what that function looks like. It goes through the origin right here. So this first term gets you a factor just like the other one because you have a k there. Isn't that interesting? Have you done that kind of factoring yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, so you'll be ahead of the game. So when he puts that up, you raise your hand virtually and tell him you've got this one. Okay, so let's do 10 down here. We've got like 5 minutes. So I'll write down what 10 is. So it's r squared equals 20 plus r. So your job is to rearrange that equal to 0 and then just give me my factors.
Mm.
Good. So you got both the signs. That's great. Now put them in the right order. Because it always has to be in standard form. Good. So now what do you say to yourself?
Can R go into 20? Or what can you take out of
You have 3 terms.
multiply?
So you're back to
Well, it
that.
goes in-
Multiplies to something and adds to something else.
What multiplies into 20 and adds to 1.
But you've got to have negatives for both of them. What multiplies to -20
Yeah.
and adds to -1. You can list some factors out and we can eliminate them.
Oh, 5 and 4.
Okay, so 5 and 4 could work. How are you going to assign the signs?
-5.
Beautiful. Good, and then just check it in your head. -5 times 4 is a -20. -5r and a +4r will give me -1, so that's good. Okay, so what does that look like, you might ask? So if I have let's see, I'm going to have -20 is going to be my y-intercept. And then I have a +5 and a -4 for my solutions. So therefore, a good chance it's going to kind of look like that. Already be guessing.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's what's coming, and then you can figure out the minimum of this. When you get to algebra 2, they have you calculate the minimum, and that's another feature. But you always have to do the factoring first. Okay, so we've got 2 minutes. We can do one more quick one. Sure, you were thinking the same thing, right? Okay, let's do 7, because that's another one of those where it's greatest common factor factoring. So 7 says, whoops, 7 says m squared equals 6m. Good. And so that's greatest common factor factoring. Good. Good. Excellent. So what are your solutions?
M equals 0 and m equals +6.
That's beautiful. That's exactly right. Good. So now you know that other kind, because he's going to get to that. If he hasn't already, he will get to that again. So do you feel like you're caught up from when you were sick?
Yeah.
Okay. So we didn't have midterms this year, but next year we're going to have midterms. So what's that?
Oh.
Aw. So that
I was
means
just hoping we wouldn't.
I think we will. So that means like all your quizzes and stuff, you always want to save from the whole semester, because the midterm will be on the semester. And they'll give you
Luckily-
practice stuff, but it's nice if you have your other graded stuff, so you already know what kinds of things you need to review,
Mhm.
All right, so how do you like his teaching?
It's good.
And how are the other kids in your class doing?
I think they're doing good.
All right, well, that was good. So see, we got a little bit of stuff in. So you can always come and I can always create things, but if you have things that we can work on, that's good too,
Mhm.
Let me know how that other test goes when you get it back, and then we'll
Sure.
fine tune if we need to fine tune on that. Okie doke.
Okay.
Okay, well, nice seeing you again, Ethan, or not really seeing you, but talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
So enjoy your evening, and then you're finishing strong, right?
Yeah.
Because now you're starting the third quarter strong. Because look, you are halfway through your freshman year. Can you believe it?
No.
It goes really fast, so you have to keep it going, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, have a good night, Ethan.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye, honey.
Bye.